I am doing fine. Yeah, so of late I just realized that warm water is a very good, um, prescription to cool down the fever. Sometimes you just have a flu and you don't want to take medicine. So keep taking warm water and it will actually help you. Yeah, so Udaku today, I think there's a lot in the house. I've just not been keeping focus, but I think I need to. So I've been writing an encyclopedia for the grade 7, 8, 9, and that's why I've been a bit busy. And my research has been a bit low on other areas. Ogobina, there's not much coming up apart from the recent wedding, Prince Ida, and the Blacklash by Nyako. So now today I've decided to do something different. Diana B. All of us know Diana B, of course, in the house. If you know, you know. Diana B, one day, of course, you saw a video she did showing the mwalimu wa math, her house and everything, her employees. Hey, walimu mutafanywa maneno. You need to define your life and make it better, maybe so that your students don't mock you. You know, sometimes teachers keep working so hard. They think they are really guiding. Sometimes they think when they scorn students, they are doing it. But where girls are girls, ask me. When you are teaching girls, sometimes they have a lot of grudges. Wanaweka grudges. You will never know that they have kept a grudge for you until they decide it. Of course, there are many ladies who tell teachers, hapa ni wapi. They are the same who tell teachers, mwalimu alishinda akituambia persona ni mnyama gani. They'll keep saying, you called me, nothing, now see where I am. So, in fact, if you're in the house and you teach girls, you understand what I'm talking about. Away from that, my focus today was on Diana B. And as I'm saying, Diana B, I think you've just seen a video that was posted 1 hour ago by the Styles Lifestyle. And guys, I don't know what you think from what you saw in that video. I'm just going to play it shortly and tell me what you think about Diana B, because I saw that video and I have a different reaction from what you'll have. So let me just turn the screen and show you. Then you tell me what you think about it. Yeah, so here it is. Welcome on board. I can see people coming. Yeah, thank you for coming on board. We are live and we are doing a reaction towards Diana B. If you know her, you know her. And you can actually see how she talks sometimes, yeah? Yeah, so let me just expose this one and let you see, yeah, what she was saying today. So welcome on board. Here is the video I want you to see. So it was crazy. Mimi nikasema okay, badala tu niko peke yangu na siwezi zana na hizo kelele zao. Nikasema sawa, fanya hivi. Mmoja wenu anipatie namba, niwatumie 1000, okay? Kwa 1000 mgawanye. Wengine sina namba, wengine acha nikutumie till, mwingine huyo kimtumia tatupatia nini. So eventually mmoja akapeana namba. In the process of me taking the number kutoka kutuma hiyo do, somebody out of nowhere anakuja na kusema sasa 1000 ni nini? 1000 tatusaidiana nini? Watu hata ngiri 10 20 yani ana make the audacity first of all. Coca-Cola, what do you mean? You are able to walk and go wherever and work for your own money? Mimi ni hustle. Mimi amke. Nifanye kazi. I create content. I do everything I need to do to get that money with so much hard work. Alafu kuja uniambia hapa vile ati nakupatia 1000 ya nini wasaidie na nini. And I am like, please. Do you know? Niliwaambia beggars are not choosers, and let me tell you, cannot come to somebody who you don't know or even you know and demand that this is how much you want. Hata hiyo 1000 nimesema by this wapati mkae nayo mpaka ile siku mtajua hata mkiomba munaomba na maana. Okay, so mmesikia. Have you got that? If you don't know what she's saying, I've just told you that Diana B. That is Diana B. So if you know, you know. That's Diana B, of course. Now, if you actually understand her complaints, she was in town, Nairobi town. And while in Nairobi town, she met street families, all right? So they surrounded her vehicle. And when they surrounded her vehicle, they were like, they need money. And they were asking for money for different things, some for basics, some for, we call them necessities, yeah, but of course, vitu kama diaper and all that. So, these women and kids and all that were borrowing from her. And you know just the Anabi what she is, right? She's one of the big gigs by there in Kenya, the wife of Bahati, the singer. Eh? So, Vuku Vuku. Okay, you're saying familiar, right? All right. Yeah, of course, she's a familiar person. She's very popular on TikTok and YouTube and all that. Yeah. So, guys, what do you think about her sentiments? You know, some people are like, they're shocked about how Diana Bahati was reacting. And some are like, okay, she's right because she was being harassed, right? So what do you think about this? Like, if you are driving in town and you're a popular person or you're a gig, should people come around your vehicle and begin borrowing and then make demands, like say they need this amount of money? That's my question. Does it mean when you're popular or maybe even a politician, yeah, do the citizens have a right, if you drive somewhere, if they see you, should they surround your vehicle and demand for certain amount from you? That is the complaint Diana B is raising. She's saying that the street families are quite harassed her a lot. And, she had decided that she will give them 1,000. Yeah. And they began to say that's too little, it won't help. Now, this just takes me back to Sandra Mbuvi. Do you know Sandra Mbuvi? Those watching on board, if you know Sandra Mbuvi, the daughter of Mike Sonko, the former governor of Nairobi. If you know him and you know the daughter, of course, she's very popular on Instagram, YouTube. Of late, she's doing a lot of, showcasing Nicki Minaj songs, yeah, and other popular rapper artists. So, Sandra Mbuvi did the same thing recently. She was driving in town, and then we had young kids who were hustling around, like selling bananas, selling whatever for their parents. And she went there, greeted them, and then when they were borrowing whatever they could use, yeah, she told them, of course, she told them to you count how many they are. And then she gave them 1,000 shillings. Na watu wakasema sa 1,000 ya kuonyesha kwa TikTok. Now guys, this is why I've decided to react. Somebody is actually calling. Let me just see whether I'll disrupt. But as I continue, let me finish this first before I can maybe disengage and call. Yeah. So, what is your thought? Okay. And you heard what I was asking about. Yeah, so guys, what do you feel? Did the street families have a right to ask for a specific amount? Or beggars are not choosers? Now, Diana P has not told us how many. Of course, at least that day for Sandra, we saw how many kids were there. There were about 11, and she gave them 1,000. Na mtu akasema, hey, sasa 1,000 ni kitu ya kupost. I don't know whether I can actually find it. It was on TikTok. But for Diana B, she has just said there were many surrounding her vehicle. So she's actually complaining. Now, I want you guys to understand one thing. When you are rich, and these statistics I've taken from a variety of people, considering even politicians, people who self-build themselves and all that. The reason why the rich people don't help the poor is because they think the poor people don't want to go up, or they are not working smart, or they are not working hard. That is what actually the theory is out there. Why do you think the poor people are not helped most times by the rich? And I've even seen a situation where somebody is an MP and the brother is living a desperate life, or the sister. Why? I think most times there is an aspect of, do we call it de-association? Yeah? When people climb ladders, they want to associate with those who are up with them. They want always to associate with those who are up there. Now, look at most of the events. Let's start with the recent event, Prince Ida's wedding. I want you to check on who are invited. Of course, I'm not saying all those who are invited were rich, but most of the people who are invited, those who received the cards, were, of course, in some class. Now, get back to Bolo Bespoke. Now, come to Diana Bahati. Do you remember the event that was held? Was it around February? And go to many other names if I have to name them. Most rich people will want to associate with the rich. And therefore, when they look at people who are poor begging around, they think it is your mistake to be in the position you are. Yeah, so if you're watching me and you think you agree with what I'm saying, kindly comment. Yeah, you're free to comment. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing, because your subscription adds a lot to my basket. Yeah, so guys, actually, if you see the reaction of Diana Bahati and the way she was talking, and she was putting on the, the spectacles, the dark ones, and she was glowing. Know that it's because when you become rich, when you climb the ladder, you don't want to pull other people up. You want them to pull themselves up, and then now you can network. And let me tell you, in the circle of the rich, I don't think it is easy to find a poor person there. And if you'll be there, you'll just be there like a servant, a maid or something, and they will hardly support you. That's why we have maids all over, cooks, security men working for the rich people. But most times, they are never helped to get out of the situation. You find that this maid wakes up very early in the morning, prepares the kids of the rich person, takes them to school, they prepare, they wash their clothes, they clean the toilets, they prepare the meals, they clean the sofa sets, they even make the compound clean, they plant flowers. But let me tell you, what I can assure you, it is maybe 1% out of 100 bosses that will actually appreciate what this maid or the cook or the security man is doing, or the grounds person. Few of them will appreciate and maybe educate their kids, the kids of these people, so that in future, such a person has a better life. Some will even create opportunities for them, like tell them create content, or maybe start a business for them. Very few. But majority of the bosses will want you to always work for them, and even have your kid coming back to work for them. And security man work at the gate. When you retire, your daughter or son comes and works in the same position. You cook for them for 10 years. After you retire, your daughter comes and does the same. And I've watched this even among the whites, among the Indians, Arabs, and all that. So if you are among the few that can actually hold the hand of that poor person, then it's congratulations. You are one among millions. So now when you look at what Diana Bahati was saying, I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised. And of course, that is the expectation. That is why politicians will come. They'll give you sugar, but they'll never give you education. They'll come by, donate sugars, donate, all that, but they'll never, ever give you security. That is, let's say, social security for retirement. That is why many workers who are working in these rich people's homes, you work for 1 year, once they know you have begun to understand them, they don't maintain you. Yeah, so guys, I think when we are below, if we are below the ladder, let's just try to struggle to see how we get up the ladder. Now, it's very sorry for the street families, but I think also we can also defend the Anabahati by saying the approach. You know, the rich hate noise. Now, people are like, even if you are rich, you just speak to the poor well. I'm looking at the aspect of if they were surrounding the vehicle and they were shouting and making demands. You know, she was not even willing to give. She was just giving so that you get away, I think. From my perspective, that's what Diana B was doing. She was not actually giving to help you, but just giving so that you get away from her vehicle. That's what I'm reading. And I'm not laughing in terms of, okay, like I'm laughing at these people. I'm laughing at the situation, right? Yeah. So people, come on board and comment. And I love as you come online, some are coming, disappearing, but this is something we have seen in our community for a while. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And you are free to share your views, right? Free to share your views. Yeah. Bye-bye for now.